welcome. You're watching The Big Fight, a show that is not 23 years old but young at 23. The oldest running debate show on Indian news television. I am Sanket Upadhyay. Today we are going to talk about Karnataka. Yes, poll-bound Karnataka. Don't forget that there is a big election which is happening in Karnataka. All campaigning at fever pitch, top guns deployed, heavy artillery, and I'm not talking about a war zone, but a political war zone. So whether it is the Congress, the JDS, the BJP particularly, all the big guns are now out. You know, a lot is being spoken about in the context of Karnataka, that where were those typical issues of hijab, halal, Tipu Sultan. In this election, at least as it is entering its final leg, you don't get to hear that too much. You're hearing a whole host of things. For instance, the Congress is focusing on corruption, whereas there are other political parties focusing on reservation. What is going to work with the people? Some pollsters also carrying out some polls. They're showing one party in the lead, the other is showing another one in the lead. One had a major issue with a fake poll because Twitter removed the blue tick. So all sorts of things are happening in Karnataka. But the big thing is campaigning is now entering in its final lap. So on The Big Fight, as the campaigning enters the final leg, the big question that we are asking, can the Blitzkrieg, particularly of the BJP, save the party's southern bastion? I would like to begin this broadcast by introducing Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the Congress Party. PKD Nambiar is a political analyst. Aarti Jairath in the studio with me, senior journalist. Also Shehzad Poonawala, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We also have Syed Aslam, spokesperson of the JDS, and Professor Narendra Pani, Dean, School of Social Sciences, National Institute of Advanced Studies in Karnataka. Thank you very much to all of you all for joining us on this broadcast. As is the format of this show, we'll begin with what we call is the first punch, where each of you get 1 minute of time for your opening comments. I would like to begin with our guest in the studio first, Shehzad Poonawala. Since the question is, can the Blitzkrieg save BJP's southern bastion? You go first, your time begins now.
Thank you Sanket for having me. Today the Bharatiya Janata Party is offering the double engine government, and we are talking about how 2 airports before 2014 have now become 7 airports in Karnataka, how Karnataka attracts 45% of the country's FDI, 1,16,000 crores worth FDI came into Karnataka. Out of 57,000 startups in this country, 13,000 startups were built in Karnataka. The fact is that today Karnataka, 48 lakh people got toilets, 32 lakh people got Ayushman cards, 32 lakh people got Ujjwala cylinders. You have had 1 crore people getting drinking water, and we are talking about the expressway, the Bengaluru-Mysuru expressway. We are talking about the airport, the Kempegowda Terminal 2 that we have built. We are talking about highways and expressways, but the Congress party has adopted the low way. The manner in which they attack Prime Minister personally, calling him a poison snake, and this is not a one-off. This has become not a sahyog but an udyog of the Congress party. Every time there is an election, they target his Samaj, his OBC community, the fact that he comes from a poor chaiwala background, and this shows that they have a bankruptcy of issues, and therefore sometimes they want to ally with the SDPI, sometimes they want to send Imran Pratapgarhi who praises Atiq Ahmed, or sometimes they want to go for religious reservation. This is the level to which they have been reduced.
Sure. Okay. Aarti Jairath, opening comments.
So Sanket, if we go by history, since the 1980s, Karnataka has never re-elected an incumbent government. That has been the history of elections in Karnataka. So, I mean, apart from anything else, the BJP is up against history in Karnataka, and that's a very, sort of tough battle to fight. However, of course, the BJP has, it does have this amazing election machine. But, this time I find in Karnataka, unlike in other states where the BJP has always set the narrative for the election, this time I find the BJP is not being able to set the narrative. It is not dominating the narrative. It is actually responding to what other parties are saying. And this, and of course, it's been hit by vast rebellion, particularly in the caste on which it has depended for support, ever since it started rising in Karnataka. So I think the BJP is fighting a very, very tough battle this time. I don't know whether a blitzkrieg by the Prime Minister can save this bastion for the BJP. We'll know on the 13th of May when the results come out.
Sure.
So let's wait till then. I
Okay.
think.
Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the Congress party. Your opening comments.
I feel, Sanket, this time the war is between Asmita of Karnataka and arrogance of BJP. It's a 40% commission Sarkara which has been printed on the hearts of people of Karnataka. They have been trying to put different narratives, but they are not successful because they have impacted, they had attacked the Asmita of Karnataka, whether it is a Nandini issue, whether it is 40% commission. I have the whole list of scams, tender scam, PSI scam, land grab scam, COVID scam, ye Vijendra scam, egg scam, food kit scam. List is long and every day the list is going. They have looted 1.5 lakh crores from the pockets of people of Karnataka. They are trying to go for different narratives, but they are not successful because 90% of the promises they have given to people of Karnataka in last manifesto are not fulfilled. People are really fed up of this government, and against that Congress is going with a positive narrative of our 4 schemes, and it is really penetrating in minds of people. For Congress, whatever we promised, we have delivered in Rajasthan, we have delivered in Chhattisgarh, we have delivered in Himachal Pradesh. So there is a difference between a delivery government and 40% commission government.
Okay.
People have already made their choice. The party which has betrayed their leaders, people cannot trust the party.
Sure.
They are
Rohan Gupta,
trying
I'm
for
going to
different
come back to
narratives,
you. 1 minute
but
time is
they are
up.
not successful.
Okay. Syed Aslam, spokesperson of the JDS. Let's not forget there's a JDS also in the mix. Very important player.
Well, of course. Sanket, these elections, the Karnataka elections, we JDS, we are the regional emerging force. We are fighting these elections for the pride of Karnataka. We are fighting these elections on the agenda of development. We are fighting these elections on the agenda of social welfare. We are fighting these elections for improving the agriculture sector. We are fighting these elections to improve the irrigation projects as well of Karnataka. Now, to talk about the BJP double engine Sarkar has absolutely collapsed in Karnataka. They are reeling under the pressure of inflation. They're reeling under the pressure of 40% corruption charges. They're reeling under the pressure of unemployment. And of course, the inflation, they don't want to talk about inflation, price rise. They want to talk about they only want to talk about communal polarization. The rhetorics of communal polarization would not work in Karnataka, whether it's the halal issue, hijab issue, or the azan issue. The people of Karnataka are educated, smart, and very sensible. They have rejected the communal polarization. Of course, what people of Karnataka need is development and social welfare.
Sure.
And
Mr. Aslam, I'm going to come back to you. 1 minute time is up.
Sentiment of Karnataka.
Okay.
And we are fighting these elections for the pride of Karnataka.
Sure, pride of Karnataka, but who's representing that pride of Karnataka is also something which is up for debate. For instance, when the Nandini versus Amul battle happened, we saw varied versions of how this should be presented in front of the public. Professor Narendra Pani, your opening comments.
Striking aspect of the current elections is that the very visible movement away from the BJP's communal agenda or the BJP's polarization strategy. They have traditionally used polarization as a major instrument at the time of election. They started here with a series of issues, but clearly they have moved away. They have moved away to a point where I think the chief minister is even attacking the media and accusing them of bringing up polarizing issues. So there has been a complete shift, but that shift converts the debate into one between a local Kannada narrative, a local Karnataka-based narrative, and a national narrative of the Prime Minister. And it will be interesting to see which way it goes. But the Congress has gone completely with the local narrative, may have even stolen some of the JDS thunder. And they have presented local leaders. The entire campaign is controlled by local leaders. The issues are completely local. And even the other issues like the cooperatives, etc., are being converted into Karnataka versus Gujarat or any other such narratives. So essentially, it has become a local versus national election, and it'll be interesting to see which way the state decides to go.
Sure. PKD Nambiar, opening comments.
Well, Sanket, Karnataka is the pride of India, and Karnataka cannot be treated like any other typical state wherein there is an election is going to happen. Karnataka is a diverse state which has it's a capital of IT capital of India, and as the election is getting into the last leg, we can see that the Congress is losing its base from the point of even ammunitions are over. The way the Mallikarjun Kharge was attacking the Prime Minister by calling him by name, that alone shows that they are now out of ammunition. I think the broader idea of this election in Karnataka is going to be way different. Of course, as you said, socio-political matter do feature in every election. So yes, it has happened even in this election. But does that mean that the development is the agenda which the BJP has put forth, and that is really working very well for the people? And believe me, the last leg of election, with all the top leaders coming into the foray from the BJP, and please note, BJP work with both man and mission with a cadre-based party. I think Congress also lost its way while injecting some of these the leaders who were changed their mind last minute. Also gives a feeling that the people
It's interesting you brought this up, PKD Nambiar. It's surprising how I completely forgot about the big switch which happened from the BJP to the Congress party. Thanks for reminding. We'll put that up for discussion also. But if you could just all of you bear with us, we also have Mr. Veerappa Moily, former Congress, he's a big former minister of the UPA government and a tall Congress leader from Karnataka. Mr. Moily, what is your impression? You heard the opening comments of everyone here. The BJP feels that they will sail through, whereas commentators feel that the BJP has had to move away from polarizing issues because perhaps they realize it's not working.
The BJP is messing up things here, as far as the governance is concerned. And people of Karnataka, they are more interested in the governance, clean government, the development, and not in they will not be happy to be fed with all these slogans, the polarization of the communities and all these things. They want peace. Mainly the Karnataka is the peace-loving people, and the kind of law and order problem, the misgovernance, the corruption, which is very rampant in nature, and the neglect of the issues of the people with regard to the employment, and also the increase, enhancing the income level of the people, and they are not interested in that.
Mr. Moily, you see when you talk about corruption, when you talk about corruption, Mr. Moily,
65% of the backward class,
senior Congress leaders like Mr. D.K. Shivkumar also face similar allegations.
Divide people by caste, community, and also on many issues. And I don't think the people of Karnataka are interested in that. They want a good governance which can govern them, which can provide them employment, which can provide them the livelihood, security, and which is totally absent in the present,
Mr. Moily, can you hear me?
BJP government, both in the center and also from the state.
Yeah, Mr. Moily, if there are corruption allegations against leaders of the Congress as well, so do you think that this anti-corruption plank or the corruption plank of the Congress party, is it going to work with the people?
The corruption is a very great issue now. And it is the present BJP government is already branded as a corrupt government, and also the government known for its misgovernance, and also known for issues which is extraneous to livelihood, security of the people.
Shehzad Poonawala, you see, the point is the BJP does not seem to be on the ground talking about polarizing issues, whereas it was at one point. It was the leaders like Mr. Katil, leaders like Mr. Ishwarappa who are talking about. Now surprisingly, Mr. Ishwarappa is out of the race. So anyone who was taking that polarizing line is not even in the running, not even in the contest.
Sanket, there are three separate issues I need to unpack. Please be fair with me on the time issue.
Sure.
Let me start with the issue that you started off. Our leaders commented when there was a comment on the ongoing court proceeding on hijab matter. I would remind you the comment of Zamir Ahmed, a legislator of Congress. If you don't wear hijab, you will be raped. This was his comment. The Congress had to come out and apologize for it. Ahmed Patel of Congress party in Karnataka, not the leader who passed away, he said that if you do not wear hijab, then there will be certain consequences. This was the kind of statements they made on an ongoing matter. And when the High Court and the Supreme Court came out with a verdict, have these people respected the verdict on hijab? And since then, my BJP leaders have not commented one thing because the court has already settled the matter. But let me come on to the other issue. What Mr. Rohan Gupta said about Asmita and about positive issues. Asmita issue is when in Sonia Gandhi in 2007 as the Congress president no less goes and says that in the Mahadai river issue between Karnataka and Goa, not a drop of water will be given to Karnataka. I have the Tribune report. Today I want the Congress party to officially, and Mr. Virappa Moili, if he's still there, he must tell us that was the stand of Ms. Sonia Gandhi in 2007 on the Mahadai issue correct? Today we have resolved the Mahadai issue. Thirdly, they are saying we have positive issues. If you have positive issues, I am saying that there were 2 airports in 2014. Today there are 7 airports. There was 7 kilometers of metro line. Today there's 56 kilometers built by Narendra Modi and Bombay government. Can they name one positive issue? They have said SDPI ke saath gadbandhan kar lo. MB Patil has said this, and apart from that, G Parmeshwar has said this. Then the second positive issue is that Sachin Pilot, who has given great government in Rajasthan along with Gehlot, is not a star campaigner. Who is a star campaigner? Imran Pratapgarhi, who says Atiq Ahmed is a great patron. Kaside ga raha tha wo. Is this our communalization or they are trying to communalize? And thirdly, please tell me if they are going with positive issue, Lingayat CM is corrupt. This is NDTV report. This is the statement of Siddaramaiah about Lingayat community. And then there was a furor over that. To target Bommaiji, they target Lingayat community. Supriya Srinath, his colleague, when Bommaiji very respectfully, because this is in political culture, we respect our elders. It is Indian culture also. But Supriya Srinath is obviously alien to that. She made a horrendous comment about Bommaiji bowing his head in front of Khadgeji. Is that not an insult of the Lingayat community? Is this poisonous snake comment not an insult of Prime Minister Modi and his community? So today I ask who's going on positive issue. I have only counted what work we have done. Can Mr. Rohan Gupta tell me? Just ask last question.
Yeah.
Rohan Gupta should tell us what kind of amount they gave to Karnataka between 2009 to 14 for development. My government gave 2,26,000 crores. Now Rohan Gupta tell me the figure.
One minute. Let's quickly get in a right to reply from Mr. Rohan Gupta. Mr. Gupta, you've heard the charge that you talk about a positive campaign. Shehzad Poonawalla has listed out certain utterances and comments which he says are not positive. And then what happens to this positivity of yours?
This BJP, the way they have changed their stance in Karnataka elections. Initially, they started with hijab, azan, halal, all issues they raised. And even now, CM, during that one of the press meet, he said, no, these are non-issues. This is the power of people of Karnataka. All the issues they tried to raise in Karnataka, they are rejected by people of Karnataka. Because none of the promises, I am ready to challenge Mr. Poonawalla. Let us take your manifesto of last time. 90% of the promises are not fulfilled. I am telling on national television.
Can you list them out?
Number one. Number two.
No, can you list them out? I'll ask him this question. Can you list out what are the promises not fulfilled?
Yes. The farm, I have the list. The farm loan waiver, the Gaudhan Yojana, the 24/7 electricity, employment to the youth, security to the women, smart cities. I have the whole list. 90%.
I'll address the first issue.
I can list the 50.
Let him just
If we
complete.
have
I'll
the
come
time,
back to
after the break, I'll list each and every scheme which they have not been able to implement here. Number one. After that, forget about that. 40% commission. This is not my words. Eswarappa, their minister, for which he had to resign. That the 1% the contractor has to do suicide. He told that 40% commission is to be given. The मठाधिकारी उनको भी उनसे 40% में नहीं छोड़ा है. आज 1.5 लाख करोड़ का चूना उन्होंने कर्नाटक की जनता को लगाया है. कौन से मुंह से बात कर रहे हैं? जो भी संकेत, whatever narrative they have tried to settle down, it has not settled. That's why now again they are trying. This is the last try in last 10 days to go to Hindu Musliman. It won't be successful because the Nandini issue, it has really penetrated. Mahadai is talking.
Now let me come in.
No, he is responding to your
When
Mahadai
Congress government was in power, Mr. Yediyurappa told that I am writing with my blood that I will complete Mahadai project. Even after 3 years, your DPR is not sanctioned by the central government. Don't show your screens. Debate with me. I am sitting in.
No, one second. Now, Sanket, now very respectfully, I think it's time for me to.
Mahadai comment. I'll come to you.
He's lying. You are not countering him on facts.
I'll give you a proper right to reply.
Let me allow.
Mr. Gupta, please conclude.
थोड़ा सुनने की भी आदत रखिए हमारे.
Yeah, please conclude.
See, Rohan, I don't need patronizing behavior from you and Supriya. You know, if I needed patronizing behavior, I would beg it from you. So please keep it to yourself. Mind your patronizing attitude.
Gentlemen, one by
Sanket, I am not here to be patronized by anybody.
No patronizing, one by one. Mr. Gupta,
let's speak on facts.
Can we please conclude?
You have been more than generous. Now let me come.
No, one moment. I have been generous to everyone. Yeah.
Mr. Gupta, quickly, please. Mr. Basavara, उनके जो येदुरप्पा जी थे, before the elections last time, he promised that within 6 months we will implement. वहाँ से जो tribunal का order आया, which gave water to Karnataka after 3 years, this trouble engine sarkar They could not finalize the DPR.
Now
the
can
people
I-
of
Okay,
Karnataka,
okay.
they
Now
are
let
not able to
a
use
right
the
to
voter.
reply to
This is
Shehzad
the
Poonawalla,
fact.
and then
I
we
am
broad base
telling
the
this,
debate, please, because
Okay.
others are also
Now,
waiting.
on
Yeah.
the first, on the Mahadai issue, the DPR has already been finalized. In fact, it is
No, it is
there.
not approved.
Now,
one by
Sanket.
one more.
Now,
Carry
Sanket.
on, please. Carry on.
Now,
Mr.
Sanket,
Gupta, one
now,
moment.
Sanket, it
Is
is
it
very
approved?
easy for you to fact check all of us.
Yeah, one
you
moment.
can do it. You're
One
you can
moment.
do it.
One moment, Mr. Gupta, please. You had your say. A right to reply, and then I need to open
No,
this.
I
up
don't
to
know. He
others.
might just call us a poisonous snake. He might just send in Imran
Come on,
Khattabgadi
please.
to abuse us.
You
now,
can stick to
now
the
may I
facts.
stick to my debate?
Yeah.
Thank you. The Mahadai project's DPR was not only completed as promised, but in fact, I have asked him a very specific question. I'm quoting the statement of Sonia
Why
Gandhi,
you
June
are changing
4th.
the- why
No,
you are
one
not
second
going-
now,
Yeah, Mr.
Sanket.
Gupta,
I am being
please.
interrupted.
Yeah, carry on.
I
Carry
am
on.
being
Mr.
interrupted
DPR
continuously so that
Carry
the
on.
audience can't
Mr.
hear.
Gupta, one moment.
Sanket,
One
you have
moment,
to.
please. This is
Why
a
is
right
it that the
to-
BJP
right-
spokesperson has to contend on a
right-
two-window
right-
and the Congress party got a one
reply.
window?
Please, one moment. Right to reply to Shehzad Poonawalla. Please let him complete. Please, yes.
I hope that I will also get a one window opportunity like you gave to Rohan. You put him on a full screen and gave his statement. And he was not, I was not allowed to
Please
interrupt.
carry on.
Give me the reply. Is
He will
Mahadai
keep
DPR
interrupting me. Sanket, I will
Simple
wait till your
question.
PCR
I'm
does
not
justice with
interrupting
me.
you. I'm asking you specific
Till your
question.
PCR does
You're
justice with
directing
me,
my-
I will not,
You're
I will not
directing my
move.
show, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. One by one, please.
I asked,
Yes,
thank you very
Shehzad.
much. I asked Mr. Rohan
30 seconds,
Gupta,
please.
I asked Mr. Rohan Gupta a very specific question based on a reported incident of 2007 when Madam Sonia Gandhi was the Congress president, where she said that she would back Goa's claim over the waters of Mahadai. Does the Congress party continue to accept that statement or has it denied? Point number one. Point number two, he said promises have not been fulfilled. The Congress party, which has not given its loan waiver in Rajasthan and in fact sold the lands of Rajasthan farmers, in 10 days they were going to give loan waiver. We have given 12,000 crores to the Kisans of Karnataka and Kisan Samman Nidhi, not just 6,000 rupees but even additional 4,000 rupees from the state, and they talk about 40% commission government. 40% commission पर इतना proof था तो FIR एक करवा देते, but the Prime Minister of this country, the no less than Rajiv Gandhi, said it was a 85% government when 85% of whatever he sent was taken away by a Lutera Panja. That was an on-record statement of Prime Minister of the country. I am asking Rohan Gupta if in that 40% commission have they gone and filed one FIR if they have the proof.
Okay,
I challenge him.
sure,
I challenge
sure.
him if they have filed an
Sure.
FIR.
Rohan Gupta, quick 10 seconds, please. I have to broad base this and I have to introduce others as well. There are others who are
Sanket,
waiting. Yes.
this is the problem with BJP spokesperson. He shows the screens all the time. I am now showing him the screen.
Please show.
Mr. Amit Shah has promised that Mahadai water will come to people of Karnataka in 6 months. After 5 years, you are
Which
not
report?
able to
One
get
moment.
the
Shehzad,
DPR.
Shehzad, now
Asking me
please.
there.
You
One
tell
more,
me
one.
what is the DPR? What is the status of DPR? Sanket, ask him. Is
Yes,
the DPR
I'll answer
approved?
Okay, now
Yes or no?
we'll circle back to
Is the
this issue.
DPR approved?
I'm happy
It's
to
a-
say
no, one more. It's
the
a
DPR has
short
been
duration
stalled by
discussion.
agents of the Congress party in the Supreme Court. Their agents
Okay.
have
No,
gone
it
just
is
because
clear.
Sonia
Don't
Gandhi
discuss
does not want a
this.
drop of water to go to
Mahadai DPR is still
Karnataka.
not
This is the
approved.
agenda.
The water is
I am
not
saying
to Karnataka.
you first tell your stand on
Professor,
Sonia Gandhi's statement.
Professor
I'm
Narendra
telling you,
Pani
DPR
as
is
well
not
as Syed Aslam. Let's now bring in other panelists also. Professor
Don't
Narendra
decide.
Pani, you see, I want to understand from you, can at a time, and you know, we were speaking to Aarti Jarath, we were speaking to Professor Sanjay Kumar of the CSDS, and he said that wherever there is a language which is not Hindi, usually you see the BJP tends to stutter a little. They do form governments, like for instance in the northeast, in the far east, even in the south you've got Karnataka, but usually the governments tend to stutter. It's not as decisive as in North India. That was his assessment. But Professor Narendra Pani, do you feel that language, issues of corruption and now polarization clearly not working as you yourself have said, do you think that this Blitzkrieg, that one big arrow in the BJP's quiver at the end to go all out is going to help them?
See, I think we must be very clear that the issue of corruption is working. Whether it is fair, unfair, true, false is a matter that spokespersons of different parties will fight and increase the volume on your television. But on the ground, it's working. You can look at it in any form. You can look at it in terms of conversations you have with local people. You can look at it in terms of surveys. On the ground, it's working. Whether it's right or wrong, fair or unfair is a different matter. The second thing that you must realize is that Karnataka, the election has, for whatever reason, the Congress, after a very long time, has put up a completely local campaign. I think even when Mr. Rahul Gandhi campaigns, it's on a larger issue and in areas he hasn't yet campaigned in Bangalore, for instance. And essentially, it is a local campaign, so the issue is clearly one of local sentiment versus national. They've also chosen issues like that. Can Prime Minister Modi change that with a national narrative? That is something that will be interesting to watch, because clearly whatever the results you're seeing in various surveys for the Congress today is, I think, primarily because they've gone local. And will a single person, however dominant that political personality is, will that person be able to completely change the narrative? It will be interesting to watch.
Aarti Jairath, you see, BJP's wins and the Congress wins, right? Very recently we saw Gujarat, where the BJP's win, I mean, what does one say? This is the best ever performance in Gujarat for the BJP. Congress reduced to its lowest score. In Himachal though, the Congress won, but the BJP was not very far behind, right? So do you feel that this last minute blitzkrieg, this campaigning that the BJP will do, will be an attempt to mitigate a lot of the damage that is perhaps being reflected in many of these polls?
Well, I think...
And will they be successful?
Well, so the success, as I said, we'll know on the 13th of May when the results come out.
Yes.
But this is a very typical strategy of the BJP, that they send their big gun, who is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and undeniably the most charismatic leader today in the country. They send him in at the last minute. Now, you know, in a state like Gujarat, which is his home state, I mean, obviously sending Narendra Modi in on a blitzkrieg campaign is going to work. In Himachal, they tried, and to some extent I think they were able to stop the slide because the defeat was not as bad as it was seeming.
0.9% difference.
But again, Narendra Modi has been in charge of Himachal. When he was in the central BJP, he was in charge of Himachal, and that was something he reminded the people of Himachal in his speeches. Karnataka doesn't fit into that category. You know, it's neither Narendra Modi's home state, nor is it a state in which Narendra Modi has been an office bearer in charge of the state. This is completely alien territory for Narendra Modi. And, you know, I mean...
Why do you say alien?
Alien because it's not his home state, right? He's going to speak in Hindi. He can't speak in Kannada, for instance, you know, which would establish a connect. And, you know, I mean, there is this issue. I mean, if you remember, there was that viral video clip of that auto driver who said, why should I speak in Hindi? Why should I speak, you know, I'm going to speak English or I'm going to speak in Kannada, if you remember. So, you know, language is a very sensitive issue. These are, you know, sub-regional identities in states like Karnataka.
But it's not like
West
BJP
Bengal.
has not had a government, I mean, since 2008.
Absolutely, but the main campaigner, the mainstay of the BJP's campaign that time was Yediyurappa, who was a very tall state leader, grassroots, belonging to
But
a
do you
dominant
think that he's
community.
irrelevant in this election?
I think
He's still pretty strong.
His absence,
he has had a say in ticket distribution.
He may have, but
Sanket,
the
can I
very
come in?
fact,
Yes, one moment.
the very fact that certain Lingayat leaders left and top Lingayat leaders left the BJP to join the Congress, you know, means that there is an unhappiness in the Lingayat community at what they feel that the BJP has been marginalizing them. And, you know, the Lingayats have been the mainstay of the BJP's rise in Karnataka. But the BJP, I think the Lingayats feel that the BJP has not shown them adequate respect.
I have Mr. Moili back, and then after that I'll come to you. Mr. Moili, let me ask you this question. Do you feel that for the Congress party, which has kind of gone shopping for, you know, turncoats, the BJP would call them rejects, but people who did not get tickets are now in the Congress fold, you think this is going to help you, or this is just pre-election switch which one gets to see in every election with not much benefit?
No. It is only the making of the BJP, how they treat people, how they treat the leaders. I know the top leadership in Delhi, they think all the leaders of BJP in are pygmies in their eyes. They don't give that kind of a respect which the leaders deserve. And, you know, suddenly, you know, they are some unknown people, they bring it to the picture, and the manner in which they disgracefully, you know, they downgrade their own leadership, and who have worked for decades and decades in the party, naturally they are unheard. You know, it is not making of Congress, and not that we are
Mr. Moily, I hope you know that if we were to present the same logic to the Congress party, there is a very long list of people.
It is not our fault. Congress.
Very long list of people who have jumped from extremely senior people who were in the Congress but now have moved to the BJP. Some occupying some extremely important positions as well. And that's a long list.
Which one? No, whether you may have list, keep it to yourself as a reserve. But in so far as the present situation is concerned, there is a lot of political uncertainty, instability in the BJP, and they are known for neglecting people, insulting people, humiliating people.
So my final question to you, do you think that this last minute campaigning of the Prime Minister, of the Home Minister, of the BJP President is going to work on the ground, Mr. Moily? Will this big push and Blitzkrieg, will it work for the BJP?
Who?
No, the Prime Minister flying down, the Home Minister, the party president, this big Blitzkrieg that the BJP does in campaigning, election campaigning. Will it work for them in Karnataka?
I know it's not going to help them. That will create more problem. Just like West Bengal, they will be creating confusion in the rank and file of the BJP, and that their move from Delhi to Bangalore or Karnataka will further frustrate and also create desperation in the rank and file of the BJP, and that is the sign of the downfall of BJP in Karnataka, and it doesn't indicate any strength to be added to the BJP cadre or the party in Karnataka.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moily, for joining us. Shehzad Poonawala's reply, and then I go to spokesperson of the JDS.
It's an irony that a party that unceremoniously sacked Virendra Patil ji is talking about respect to leaders. This is a party that made fun of Bommai ji because he bowed down in front of Khadge ji out of political ravadari. This is a party that labeled the entire Lingayat community as corrupt and labeled the entire OBC community as chore. When they speak about respect, I'd rather have the Satans quote the scriptures to me than the Congress party talk about leadership. Sitaram Kesi's incident might be more fresh in Aarti ji's mind, how his dhoti kurta was torn and he was thrown outside with his Pomeranian dog. So let me not get into that. But having said that, let me come on 2 or 3 issues. If corruption as an issue was indeed sticking, let's say what the gentleman said, then why is it that G. Parmeshwar, big leader of the Congress, he is begging with a bowl for SDPI's support? He's saying SDPI must come and support us. And what is Imran Pratap Ghadi's contribution to the narrative of development or corruption? The reason why he's been made a star pracharak and not a Sachin pilot only shows what kind of politics the Congress wants to do on the ground. And thirdly, one thing I'm very happy with them taking all the BJP turncoats. They have convinced us that they were not in a position ever to win on their own, and therefore today either they have to take support of SDPI or turncoats of the BJP, and that's when they can even be in a fight against the BJP, or else they would have rejected.
Once again, that way, state after state, the BJP has so many Congress turncoats.
I'll tell you the difference. They have said on record that this is a 40% commission government, which means people like Jagdish Shettar were part and parcel of that. And then overnight you take them and you reject their RSS background also, and the fact that they were with a so-called 40% government. That means you're so desperate कि कोई भी मिल जाए डूबते को तिनके का सहारा. This is the डूबती हुई Congress party.
Okay, Syed Aslam now, and then Mr. PKD Nambiar. I'll come to you, Rohan Gupta. You'll get a right to reply. Yes, Mr. Aslam.
Sanket, I think the BJP spokesperson is forgetting the fact how the government was formed with horse trading. I think, the entire people of Karnataka understand how the government was formed with horse trading. And of course, he needs to understand that the 40% corruption Sarkar is happening only because of that. Whatever amount of money they've spent on horse trading, they're trying to make the money now. Now, coming back to Karnataka, they talk about the double engine Sarkar and all that. Shehzad, you need to understand there were floods in Karnataka in August 2022. What were you doing? There were total losses of 1,500 to 1,800 crores. That time we didn't have Prime Minister Modi visiting us. Today, you are completely depending on your national leaders coming to Karnataka and doing campaigning on and all that. I feel sorry for the BJP leaders in Karnataka. It absolutely shows that they're incompetent and they're caliberless, right? This elections is about the local issues. This elections, JDS is fighting the elections, understanding the pulse and the sentiments of Karnataka.
We lost Mr. Aslam. We'll come back to him very quickly. But yes, Mr. PKD Nambiar wanted to come in.
See, well, Sanket, I think one of the, in this whole discussion, we are missing one very major thing.
What is
we
that?
are talking about, on the one side, Congress is talking about local issues, Congress is fighting at the local. Have you seen the overall candidature of BJP? There is a lot of fresh faces from different backgrounds who have been put in. There is a large number of people who were the senior people, like, as you said, Jagdish Shettar or Ishwarappa. Some of these people have been asked to go or not been given even an opportunity to contest. So that means there is on the ground, the BJP is equally working, or rather maybe working much more advanced from the point of view
Mr. Nambiar, can I give you a counter argument? The BJP has done that in state after state. It has received great success in some states like Gujarat, but it has not received success in states like Himachal. Have you forgotten how the Bharatiya Janata Party had a huge rebel problem in the state of Himachal Pradesh, and you did not win?
One thing I'll tell you, this is where the problem, Sanket. You compare with an apple to an apple. Himachal is a very small state, and I am the neighbor of Karnataka. I have been traveled Karnataka extensively. Karnataka is a very large state which has got. And one more thing I wanted to tell you: this RTG was talking about this Kannada pride and etc. Do you know how many languages are spoken in Kannada? In Karnataka, it's Tulu, Konkani, Kurg, so many languages. It's a diverse state. I think.
I'm sorry, Sanket, it is insulting the Kannadigas by saying this. You don't understand the people of Karnataka. You're insulting the people of Karnataka.
No, Mr. Aslam, how is he insulting?
He's insulting.
He is listing out the various languages being spoken. One moment.
Yes,
one
of
moment.
course. But
how is he an insult?
We have the Kannada pride. We love Kannada.
I speak Tulu.
You can't demean Kannada by saying all this.
I speak Tulu.
I speak Tulu. Of course, we love all the small languages. We love all the small languages. You're demeaning the Kannadigas by saying this. You're absolutely demeaning Kannadigas by saying this.
Bottom. Sanket, 1 second. I have been waiting for you for the last.
Mr. Nambiar, please. Please.
Only one bottom line is that yes, every election has got its own dynamics, both at the local level, regional level, and the state level. But here in this case in Karnataka's election is going to be in a very, very different sphere altogether. One, as I said initially, that the man and the mission and the cadre of the BJP, which has been working not from today, from the last 2.5 years. Secondly, on top of it, the national leadership. And somebody was telling that, Arti was talking about that Narendra Modi and Amit Shah do not have that kind of a connect with the people of Karnataka. I think that may be a little insensitive to the people of highly educated Kannadigas, that they don't understand Hindi, or they only understand Hindi and Kannada and English. That may not be an unwarranted.
I'll give you a right to reply as well.
Wait, people love.
You'll be raring to go at this, but I'll give you a right to reply.
And he does this to me on every show I'm with.
He does this pinprick, huh? Every time.
And to me, especially to me.
Let me ask this question of one moment, the analyst. Before I come to you, Mr. Rohan Gupta, the analyst first. Professor Pani, you see, a lot has been spoken about regional pride and localized election and Kannada pride versus other things. Professor Pani, do you think that it is going to work? Like, for instance, you just saw Mr. Aslam have a go at Mr. PKD Nambiar when language issue was raised. Then you've got this Nandini versus Amul debate, which, if you practically look at it, both cooperatives are equally important. It's not like Amul does not exist in other states. Practicality and many Congress ruled states. So do you feel that this local pride, will it work, or is it being overdone? Or is this election overkill?
No, I think we need to understand what local actually means. Karnataka is a state that has seen extreme decentralization. It's seen decentralization politically. It's unlike the Kerala decentralization, where it happens as far as the administration is concerned, but the politics is still very centralized. Here it has seen complete decentralization right down to constituency level or taluk level. As a result, you have a situation, it's not always positive, because you can have situations where the MLAs go their own way before or after the elections. Their power comes from that local element. So the local that is being pushed by the Congress is essentially based on the extreme constituency level. The Nandini versus Amul issue should not be seen in terms of larger theories of competition or anything else. It has to be seen as the fact that there are a large number of farmers in the Vokaliga areas, if you want to put it and use a political term, who are dependent on Nandini, and any fear that it will be overtaken and then their resources or their opportunities will be taken.
But how about Professor Pani, the clarification from the Amul MD and also the government?
It has got nothing to, you see, the point about it is right now, whether we like it or not, the credibility of everybody is low. And once the Prime Minister as well as the Home Minister came and spoke about Amul actively participating in things affecting Nandini, the damage was done. Credibility is unfortunately low. I mean, there are lots of people who probably mean well, and probably when the Amul MD says he won't do certain things, he's probably talking in the best spirit. But credibility is low, and right now there is a fear across at least southern Karnataka, that an effort is being made to take away the rise of dairy farming, and at a time when agriculture is already under pressure, and a further attack on dairying, or a perceived attack on dairying, has its consequences.
Okay, Rohan Gupta first, and then I'll come to you. He's been waiting. Yes, Mr. Gupta.
I think there is one point, very important point I want to raise here is, BJP always talks about Parivarvad. BJP's spokesperson talked about turn codes. There are 36 BJP candidates who are shikar of Parivarvad. Well, one candidate out of every 6 is a member of other leader, whether ex-MLA, MP. So Chacha, Mama, Jija, Tau, Sala, Sali, all the relations are there in BJP list. 36 people. This is why the people like Mr. Jagdish Shettar and Lakshman Savdi, they could not get the ticket. It is shameful for BJP spokesperson to tell them turn.
No, Mr. Gupta, the BJP, and since this matter came up, Mr. Gupta, the BJP says that only one person per family has been allowed.
Absolutely not. I'm giving you the list of 36 people. Who is the son of ex-MLA, MLC, who is the daughter, son-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. I'll challenge the list here. I'm showing you the list. 36 people. This is the reality of BJP. To accommodate these people, they had to drop people like Mr. Jagdish Shettar, Lakshman Savdi, who have been the backbone of BJP in the state. They are strong Lingard leaders. And that is why the anger against BJP in the state, that you are not for Karnataka. You are imposing everything from the center. That anger, whether it is Nandini, not giving tickets to the strong Lingard leaders, Mahada issue, everywhere people of Karnataka.
Lakshman Savdi, by the way, Lakshman Savdi is the same. He's the same man. He's the same man. The Congress, Lakshman Savdi, by the way, Aarti Jairath is the same man that the Congress called Blue Boy, and now he has become Blue-Eyed Boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
Aarti wanted to come in.
No, I actually just wanted to say one thing. I mean, somehow, bringing in these central leaders for campaigning into Karnataka, which BJP does all the time, but we saw how badly it backfired in Bengal. Again, another state where regionalism, sub-regionalism is a very strong sentiment.
And a strong regional player.
And a strong regional player too. Now here, yes, it is a Congress party, which is a national party. But at play are strong regional leaders of the Congress. The Gandhis are there, but actually the campaign is being helmed by their local
election.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that makes a big difference. And the BJP may have moved away from polarizing issues, yet we found the Home Minister talking about almost sort of threatening that there would be communal riots if the Congress were to win. Now that is a dog whistle if there was one. Clearly a dog whistle to the Hindu vote. So, I think the central leadership, there seems to be some kind of a disconnect. And I think that's because they don't have a strong local leader anymore who's helming the elections like Yediyurappa used to do in the past.
Okay.
And I think that's the BJP's biggest weakness today.
And they've not been able to cultivate a life beyond Yediyurappa.
Absolutely, because Bomai, was too weak.
Okay. Let this not become a conversation between two converted preachers. Let me also come in.
Who is the converted preacher?
Two converted preachers, validating their thoughts should not be the discussion. Let me come in.
Name them. Who?
I'm coming in.
Who are you talking about?
Let me tell you. I with utmost respect to my dear respected Aarti ji, she said that Mr. Home Minister's statement would be a dog whistle to Hindus. Is her implication that Muslims love riots? Everybody hates riots. Mr. Amit Shah only said that if you see the track record, and the UPA 1 and 2 gave more riots to this country than the NDA. That's RTI data. The fact is that Hashimpura, Delhi, Mumbai, Jalgaon, Ahmedabad, Madhyana, Meerut, Bhagalpur, all of these took place, Muzaffarnagar, all of them took place under the Congress's watch, and BJP, not a single big riot has taken place. Uttar Pradesh has become riot mukt. So this is the fact, and if Mr. Amit Shah quotes that, you say it's a dog whistle for the Hindus, as if to imply that the Muslims love rioting. And who said that SDPI, the wing of PFI, should become our ally? Is the SDPI a secular organization? Who has allied with Uddhav Sena on one hand, IUML on the other hand, and ISF with the third hand, and Anand Sharma criticized them to ally with the ISF? Is the ISF a secular party? So please, RTG, with all due respect to you, that comment, perhaps maybe you made it in a different sense, but I don't think it should have been made by you. Somebody has experience in seeing it by you.
I wish you would stop going 30 years back into history
RTG,
to make a point on everything. All the time, 30 years past.
Sanket, I'm not yielding my time.
We should be talking
Sanket,
about here and today.
Please.
Sanket, I'm not yielding my time. Secondly, now let me come to the fact that RTG quoted that in Bengal, your leaders went, what happened? We were 1 seat in 2016, 1 or 2 seats in 2016. Today we are 77 seats. We were 1% vote in Tripura about 7-8 years ago. Today we are 38-39% vote, formed the government twice. In the northeast, where the Congress party has a waiting vote bank in the form of minorities and tribals, we have swept the northeast. We have
I don't think you were fighting West Bengal to be a runners-up.
No. We fight every election to win, and therefore we are not ashamed when our national leaders go there, but some people are ashamed of their national leaders. They have told them strictly that wahan par jaakar self goal nahi karna hai, because the biggest self goal you do is that when you say Amul came into Karnataka which year? 2017. This is their 2017. Siddaramaiah brought Amul into Karnataka. Why don't they say that? Who is it that increased the subsidy for the farmers who are selling their milk to Nandini? Who is it that has procured more milk from farmers? Who has increased the sales of Nandini? How is it that Nandini has become the number 2 player in the entire country today? Who has given the maximum amount of money to the Karnataka Milk Federation? It is the BJP government. And today when they are bereft of issues, they even divide Amul and Nandini. They make divisions like this. So this is the level to which, and I have just one question. If you are winning the election in Karnataka, why do you need to resort to call somebody a poisonous snake? Why do you have to have Imran Pratapgarhi? What is Imran Pratapgarhi hiding in the political discourse of Karnataka?
This has been said the third time, so a quick intervention by Rohan Gupta. Please respond on the comment of Mr. Khadge, on the comment of Nandini and Amul, and Imran Pratapgarhi. 3 quick replies.
Absolutely. So first he made comment regarding Nandini. Let me tell Mr. Poonawalla, it's not about Amul being there. We are not against Amul.
Thank you.
Mr. Amit Shah in Assam, he told, I am from Gujarat, I cannot be against Amul, right? We are not talking about...
Now, one moment.
So listen to me. Mr. Amit Shah told that Nandini will be merged with Amul. This is the issue. Nandini, yes, I'll show you the statement.
I'll show you the real statement.
Mr. Shahzad Poonawalla.
I'll show you the real statement what he said.
When I come to the debate, I am prepared, right? You show the screen on the
You come prepared, but you're not prepared with
I'll show the screen.
You're only prepared with what Jairam has sent you.
Just don't speak in between. No. Let me allow to complete. If you want to do this, I'll show you. So the issue is Nandini is pride of Karnataka, and nobody, Congress will not allow that this price is merged with other cooperatives. This is the core issue, and that's why all your local leaders are on back foot. They could not answer. Number 2, today your leader, Baswana Guda Yatmal, he spoke about Sonia Gandhi ji. If you are morally so right, why don't you come out and tell that, okay, this is wrong? Or
Mr. Gupta, the comment that was made on Imran Pratapgarhi.
Yeah, so again, I'll show you that Mr. Nand Gopal. He photographed with Mr. Atiq Ahmed. He's still the minister in UP government. Will you tell him to resign? No, you will not. You cannot have double standards, Mr. Poonawalla. You are in Karnataka. You are going across the country. I answered you on Madai. You could not answer. I answered you on Parivarvad. You could not answer. I gave example of 20.
Okay, one time I'll answer all your questions.
Running out of time. Professor Pani had raised his hand.
Just 1 minute, Sanket.
Yes.
Sanket, 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds.
Quickly, please.
The issue is the way Mr. Shahzad Poonawalla is trying to change the goalpost in national debate. The same thing is happening with local leaders in Karnataka for BJP. The local narrative is pride of Karnataka, and the election will be won by Congress party.
Okay. Now only Professor Pani, for the final comment, I have run out of time. Professor Pani, please.
Mr. Pani is anyways validating
Professor Pani.
As a citizen of the state, I just hope politicians of all parties will keep the dialogue and their statements clean. Having said that, for the BJP to ignore one set of comments calling Mrs. Sonia Gandhi particular equally vicious terms and then focus on the other is disingenuous. It's also a matter of using the the whole backward caste argument against a scheduled caste leader. It's one thing to use it against Mani Shankar Iyer. It's another thing to use it against Mr. Kharge. And Mr. Kharge has come through a period of extreme rioting. His family was killed by the Razakars. You could be critical of him. There are many things that you can be critical of. But the fact that the idea that somebody comes
one by one, please let him complete. No?
Sanket,
let him
Pani should practically be the B team of the Congress.
One moment.
You cannot use the victim
don't cast aspersions.
argument on the basis of
Is there anything
caste.
left to cast?
No, one moment, please. He's entitled to his view, no? Whichever way he
somebody from the scheduled caste. It's very unlikely to work.
Okay, final word. Yes, 10 seconds.
I am, as the national spokesperson of the BJP, saying that comment made by that MLA is not the culture or the tradition of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and we disassociate ourselves with it. On the other hand, Pani, the B team of the Congress and the A team of the Congress, both are defending to death the statement of Mr. Kharge. Otherwise, take the same stand as I have taken.
Okay.
Take the same stand as I have taken. Dismiss Mr. Kharge's statement with the
I don't know why we are debating this. Mr. Kharge has already apologized.
Exactly, but they are defending.
Okay.
Listen,
Time out. I've run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've run out of time. Thank you very much. You see, this is only going to rise. Tempers are going to rise in Karnataka as campaigning is going to pick up. The big question will remain that we just discussed right here on The Big Fight. Whether this Blitzkrieg by the BJP will help them save the BJP bastion of Karnataka. Good night and goodbye.
With utmost respect to my dear respected RTG, she said that Mr. Home Minister's statement would be a dog whistle to Hindus. Is her implication that Muslims love riots? Everybody hates riots. Mr. Amit Shah only said that if you see the track record and the UPA 1 and 2 gave more riots to this country than the NDA. That's RTI data. The fact is that Hashimpura, Delhi, Mumbai, Jalgaon, Ahmedabad, Madhyana, Meerut, Bhagalpur, all of these took place, Muzaffarnagar, all of them took place under the Congress's watch, and BJP, not a single big riot has taken place. Uttar Pradesh has become riot proof.